Hello everyone, I just was wondering if you're able to please just take a look beside you and if you have an empty chair. We're trying to just, you have one empty chair? Oh, perfect. Any? One empty chair there. And that is for Raphael's mom. Okay, I think we're good. We're getting ready to roll. How everybody? I'm just consulting my MC script with Eilish.
I'll stand up with you.
Okay.
I'll stand up with you.
All right. I usually go off the fly, so this is exciting to have such expertise with me. Here we go. Haida losses delong elfquat lagan. Nicole Bird hinu dikyang. Golke jod hadkith hinu dikyang. Ayet de gudene lagan. Hello everyone. Hello good people. My name is Golden Spruce Woman. My English name is Nicole Bird. And I am so happy today to be here with you for Hearts Beats, part of the Heart of the City Festival, supported by the Carnegie Community Center, the UBC Learning Exchange, and the UBC Q's Fund, along with our dear, dear friends at the Irish Consulate office. My yes, let's share. My wonderful co-host this evening, MC, is Eilish.
Thank you. Fáilte Ró the Corja. My name is Eilish Courtney, and I'm honored to be here tonight with you all for this very special celebration. And I know you're all waiting for us to start, so I'm going to pass this. I'm not going to say anything now. I'm going to pass it back to Nicole, and she will kick off. Thank you.
Hoa, Gamir Maga. All right, to start this evening off in a good way and to really acknowledge the lands that we're on, we are so fortunate to have Mary Point of the Musqueam Nation with us tonight. Mary, please join us. Do you have a mic? A mic?
Hello, bonjour, Asiam Nasiaya, and to Mary Point, Tunitsanak Pumakwiam. Ami Sepakwilam. In the language of my ancestors, I let you know that my name is Mary Point. I'm from Musqueam, and I welcomed you in the way we've been taught to do so by our elders. I am so happy to be standing here this evening. My mother, Margaret Mary Clenahan from Ballinderry, County Antrim, came to Canada in 1956 on a one-year teaching contract. She met my father from Musqueam, many variations on what happened next, but she didn't go home right away. And a few years later, along came all the rest of us. Interestingly, her twin sister was the only other member of the family who left that little farming community. Her twin sister, Ita, went to Cork, went abroad first, met a man from Cork. Both of them, I should say, were engaged to be married to someone else, and neither one of them went back. So, and both of them had a firstborn named Mary. So, although I think that's a bit of an Irish thing. So. But I'm so happy to be here. For me, over the years, the Indigenous and Irish connections have been strong. And it is that call of the land, that connection to family, the importance of culture. That was many attempts to rip it away from all of us, and we all do our best to preserve that culture. And I feel so proud to be standing beside all of these wonderful, knowledgeable elders who work so hard keeping culture alive here in the downtown east side. And all of you, when I heard that music coming in, my heart just filled. So I'm so happy. Right here, Iata'i, we are standing just a little bit south of Musqueam village of Pecals and Kamkamalasp. These two villages were very important to us for our ancestors who came this way to gather and hunt at Kamkamalasp, and the place of the Great White Rock, noted by many explorers and visitors to the area. Those were stories from our ancestors. Our elders, aunties and uncles say they came to Kamkamalasp to kick butt at soccer. So down here in the park. So I love being here. It's important to also say that we're in an area known as a shared territory of the Squamish, Musqueam, and Tsleil-Waututh people. My ta'a, my grandmother, Cholet, was her traditional name. It means one who talks and laughs a lot. You'd think there's a little Irish in there as well. She's from the Squamish Nation, many cousins in the Tsleil-Waututh. But for all of our respected elders here, I want to also say we consider all of you family as well. So we're here together for a beautiful evening. So I'm going to share a song to get us started in a good way. It comes from my great uncle Dominic Point, his traditional name Tiakthat. He and my branch of the family hail from a little village called Quayach. Quayach is located in what many of you might now know as Garry Point in Steveston, renamed by Captain Vancouver, as he did, like the Spanish before him, renamed all of the area, and he renamed Quayach as Garry Point after one of his officers. And we became known as the Indians from the point. And when it became legally required for us to have a last name, our last name became Point. So there's impacts of colonization on all of us. But that's the history of our name. So I'm happy to be here and say that I come from two great families, the Points and the Clenahans, and to share this song from my great uncle Dominic Point. This song is our Musqueam paddle song. It's a song of the land. It's a song that we sing when we're entering a new community to let people know we're coming with good intentions. And it's a song that we sing when we're standing in community to share a little bit about who we are. And it's a song that we sing at the beginning of any new journey, a wedding, a funeral, a graduation, or days like today when this beautiful cultural sharing comes together. I'll also sing it for our children who are on the journey of their lives. We hope that our children, since the first accounting of the first 215 at Tk'emlúps de Secwépemc Residential School last year, the numbers and investigations have been ongoing and are well into the thousands, and only a fraction of that work has been done. And those children who went into the ground without ceremony, without words, without caskets, without records, without letters home to say what happened, without love, they were loved, and we do want them home. And so I'll sing this song for them as well. And maybe since we're surrounded by musical types, I'll sing it once, and then we'll get everyone to join in. How does that sound? We've got a house full of drummers.
Yo
Excellent, excellent. I raise my hands to each and every one of you, and the reason why we do that is because you have lifted me up by inviting me here this evening, and I want to lift you up in return. Haitsefka.
This is a welcome song that was written by one of our chiefs from up the Niska territory. And because I'm a wolf, Lakibu they call it, wolf tribe, I'm the one that can sing it. They can only howl when I howl. Yeah. That's such a traditional way of doing the song. Nobody else sings it but if you're a wolf tribe, you can sing it. And that's the way it is. So this is why they howl only when I signal for them to howl. And that's a welcome song. And welcome everybody.
All right. It's me again. Okay. How everyone? That was an amazing way for us to start this evening. How Mary for starting us off in such a good way and acknowledging these beautiful lands that we're guests on. This was a wonderful welcome from the lexwst'í and Ceól Abú drum group. This is why this event is happening tonight. This event is happening tonight because 5+ years ago, an idea sprouted through the minds of Susie O'Shea, and she connected with me, and it just blossomed and grew into what it is today. Before we continue on, I would like to welcome up Kathleen Leahy of the UBC Learning Exchange and Jamie McGregor of the Carnegie Community Centre to welcome us.
I think Jamie and I decided I would go first, but if I can, I'll use this. First of all, thank you, Mary, and that wonderful opening and teachings, and what a feeling I have in my heart, so thank you very much. Appreciate it. I do need my glasses. First of all, I want to thank Nicole and the Carnegie Community Center Indigenous Programs for the many years of partnership with you. Thank you very much. And a special thank you to Isaac White that led to the inspiration for Heart's Beat. Oh, a little closer. Okay, thank you. I sometimes wonder if people know what the Learning Exchange is and why we would be involved in this kind of project. So I wanted to just give a little bit of background for people so that you can understand the connection. So we're just a few blocks away from here, down at 612 Main Street, and we've been around for 20 years. The university opened the Learning Exchange to really try to make it easier for people at the university and for people in the downtown east side to learn together, to work together, to bring about a more just and equitable society. We firmly believe that cultural sharing is a really important step in increasing understanding and as a way to really forge that path forward where we're working together. And so for me, this event tonight and all the years that have gone into the relationship that Nicole was talking about are based on that connection and celebration. I think you will see tonight in the video that kind of documents Heart's Beats about that connection, that learning, and also that celebration. Speaking of connection, I want to thank Ceól Abú, and I also want to thank lexwst'í for the wonderful and thoughtful and joyful way that you have expressed cultural sharing in the many ways that you've done it. I also know that there's many relationships and friendships that have also grown out of that collaboration. I also want to thank the filmmakers, Jack Bailey and Teresa Wong, who were hired through the UBC Work Learning program in order to document that film. And they really captured the emotional power, and I think it's a very compelling story, so thank you to them. I'm not sure that they're here tonight, but they might be joining us from online. And I also want to thank the CUES Fund at the University of British Columbia for the funding support, and of course to the Irish Consulate for all the support and all the convening and gathering that you've helped create for this group as well. And finally, to Susie O'Shea, who I understand is joining us in line. Hello, Susie, if you're there. Yes, big hello to Susie. On behalf of all of us, we want to thank Susie for all her years working with the Indigenous programs at the Carnegie, but also for all her dedication to the UBC Learning Exchange. So please join me in putting Susie in your heart as one of the co-creators of Heartsbeat. And thank you everyone for joining tonight and for taking a few minutes to listen to me. And we really do look forward to continuing our collaboration. This is just the middle of the path and the journey continues.
Thank you. That was lovely. My name is Jamie McGregor. I am the relatively new director here at the Carnegie Community Center. This is my third Heart of the City Festival event that I've spoken at, so I'm condensed it down to a fairly short welcome. So please feel very welcomed here to Carnegie Community Center. lexwst'í holds a special place in my heart. It was the first cultural event I was invited to at the church, where you folks performed with that lovely choral singing group, and I was definitely immediately just sort of captivated by their energy. I love the work that they do. I love watching them in spaces, and I'm really looking forward to seeing how they work with Ceól Abú. Is that at all close? Ceól Abú. Great, I'll take it. So just while my colleague here was listing through all of the many people who are involved in these partnerships, I'm new to Carnegie, and the thing that I think I'm finding most interesting is that we hold a very special place here for those partnerships to take place. So I think we all learned that some stuff we can do online the last 3 years has taught us, but there is some things like listening to some beautiful drumming and a beautiful welcome and the gathering of very different and yet quite similar cultures. Those things take space, and I want to continue to hold those spaces for the community in the downtown east side. So big welcome here, and I will turn it over to the reason you came, which is some drumming and some singing and some dancing. Thank you again.
How Jamie, how Kathleen, thank you so much. Just a couple of housekeeping pieces before we move along. We are here for a little while tonight, not all night, but a good chunk of time. If you need to use the washrooms, there's washrooms on the first floor, the second floor till 8, and the third floor. Also, we are going to have a break for a food service. It's a snack pack that was made by the Carnegie Kitchen, and it brings together Indigenous and Irish delicacies. So we'll be passing those out. There will be a drink service at the back supported by the Heart of the City Festival staff. And I just wanted to raise my hands and thanks to all the Heart of the City staff that have come tonight to really support this event with lighting and sound and having it online so all of our friends in Ireland would be able to watch. Frank and Orla are going to be watching, our good friends from the Consulate. I hope Frank gets up and dances the ooligan wherever he is. That'll be good. Good memories. And of course, Susie. So it's really exciting to have the online event. And if you really feel so in love with Heartsbeats, you'll be able to go back and watch it again because it's going to be on YouTube for future. The next piece I really wanted to share with all of you is Terry and Savannah, who have supported the Heart of the City Festival now for 19 years. It's been a super amazing, a long time. And it's really so wonderful that Heartsbeats has transitioned over to become part of Heart of the City Festival. It previously was an event that was centered around St. Patrick's Day. And it just organically transitioned into this wonderful festival, and I'm glad it's found its home. So Terry and Savannah, please come on up.
Thank you, Nicole. It's such a pleasure and an honor to be here. We're so thrilled to be able to support this incredible heart event. Heartsbeat is the perfect name for this project, this initiative, this really beautiful gathering of song and culture and people. And I wanted to take off a little bit on what Jamie said about the Carnegie. It's the Carnegie people that make this place so special. All of you in this room make this place so special. And I also wanted to honor the folks that are on the wall, the ancestors that are part of this community from all walks of life, people that are no longer with us but have been part of the Carnegie, and then the people who are still active today and contributing to the community. And I'm also looking up at the banners here that are here on the wall, and which came from the side of the Bruce Erickson building. These are words that came from the community when there was the first social housing building built in the neighborhood, when this neighborhood was recognized as a residential community. And 3 of the folks that built this community as a got the recognition of this community as a residential community was Gene Swanson, Libby Davies, and Bruce Erickson up there in the corner there. Before that, we were Skid Row. We couldn't have a library. We couldn't have community centers. And they fought for this neighborhood as a residential community, for the people of this community. And the Carnegie is the result of that. And it's the people that continue to make this place such a special, incredible building and a center for arts and culture in their neighborhood. And this project, this initiative, is really exemplary for that. And it's such a pleasure to see the heraldic banners from Ireland here. I, too, of Celtic heritage. On the Scottish side, but I'll embrace myself in the Celtic. We had the honor to go back to Scotland for the first time about 5-6 years ago, and I felt such a powerful connection to my ancestors there. It was very powerful, very visceral. And when I got home and I went for a walk in the neighborhood, I had this feeling of, I'm home. So my ancestors are there, but this is my home. And it's been more powerfully recognized when Savannah and I were adopted into the Squinglanis clan of the Haida Nation. I also carry the name Nangoga, which means industrious one, and Savannah carries the name
Sha'atsa, supporter of all things.
So this is really powerful for me to be here in this hall with these 2 ancestral roots and this home that I have now. This is such a good feeling. Mary, your words at the top really resonated for me. Thank you for the powerful words that you had. Thank you for the welcoming song. Enjoy the event, and this is such a heartwarming event, and I'm so proud, and the festival is so honored to be able to support this work. Thank you so much.
Diogwita Cordia. Hi friends, greetings from Ireland. Thanks so much to Nicole for inviting me to share a few words. This is just a very quick video to wish everyone a very happy Heartsbeat. I wish I could be there with you to hear all the music and the stories, but I'm there in spirit, and it really warms my heart that Heartsbeat continues, and it's extra special that you can all be there in person tonight at the Carnegie and get to watch the beautiful short film that was created telling our story. Everyone should be so proud of where Heartsbeat has come. And just so you know, you all hold a very dear place in my heart, and I think of each and every one of you so often. And although we're an ocean apart, the downtown Eastside community continues to be a great mentor to me. And I'll sign off now, and as we say in Ireland, bye 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 bye.
Year 4, we're thrilled that you're joining us. Woo!
This is made out of elk hide. So far I've made 3 different drums, basically the same way they've been done throughout time.
Ten seconds. 3, 2.
Hello! Welcome to Heartsbeat Year 4. We're thrilled that you're joining us. Woo!
Heartsbeat is an annual event that happens in Vancouver's downtown east side, which celebrates the shared traditions of drumming, dance and storytelling between Indigenous and Irish cultures. This includes the lexwst'í Drum Group, who are a group of Indigenous and non-Indigenous drummers from the Carnegie Community Centre Cultural Sharing Programme, and Ceól Abú, a group of local Irish traditional musicians.
Haida losses delong out quat logan. Nicole Bird, Hinu Dikang. Hello everyone, hello good people. I am so honored to be able to be here to share with you today Heartsbeats with my co-host Susie.
While we celebrate shared traditions, Heartsbeat is about honouring and respecting each other's distinct cultures in caring and careful ways. We are mindful in organising this event that the history and legacy of the encounter between Indigenous and Irish people has been mixed, and the triumph of Irish communities over the suffering and discrimination they faced on the shores of Ireland and elsewhere must be balanced against the role they've played and continue to play as settlers in the dispossession of Indigenous people and their lands. So thank you for being here, and seatbelts on. It's going to be a wonderful event, jam-packed. Okay, over to lexwst'í.
Hello everyone, it's me Nicole again. I changed. So I'm very honored. This is with lexwst'í in front of you.
I was interested in Irish drumming because one of my grandfathers is an Irishman.
4 years ago, Eilish, who has been involved with the Learning Exchange for a number of years, and Blake, who is an international award-winning bodhrán player, began running bodhrán workshops to celebrate St. Patrick's Day. These workshops are a space to learn about the history of the Irish hand drum and how to play it, and regularly turn into a musical exchange as folks bring their own cultural drum and share their own stories and songs.
And one of our patrons, Isaac, who's from Haida, we were chatting, and I turned to Isaac and I was like, oh, this is the bodhrán, this is our Irish drum. And Isaac was like, oh, your drum looks like my drum. And it was just in that one sentence that we realized that, there was a story to tell here.
Isaac then connected myself, Eilish and Blake to the Cultural Sharing Programme and to Nicole, who is the Indigenous Programmes Coordinator at the Carnegie Community Centre.
Nicole and Susie and their staff all have the same energy and their input and output of cultural sharing. I thought they'd make a good team, and they have, still are.
You're out of the frame and you're out of the frame. Oh, we'll move backward. Did you know much about Irish culture before you joined in on this workshop?
I know the Boston Celtics, and that was about it, really. So.
When we had the Irish Consulate coming, I thought that was great to get our leaders together to come to a better understanding of our culture.
Hello, this is Dave. On behalf of the Office of the Consulate General of Ireland in Vancouver, I would like to congratulate all concerned on the hosting of this year's Downtown Eastside Heart of the City Festival.
So I want to show this off, okay? So this is my drum case, and this case was gifted to me by friends at Musqueam, and I'm very honored to have this as the case that holds my bodhrán.
I said that in Irish traditional music, the bodhrán is the heartbeat of Celtic music. And then, I think it was Sam, said, well, in our culture, It is the heartbeat of Mother Earth. And from that short discussion, a visualization of the concept, the distinctive drums, and yet the unity in terms of the sense of purpose and music and the rhythm and the power of the drum.
When the Irish sing that fast song, I'm wanting to dance, you know. Do the jig.
When we think of different cultures and their music and their traditions, there are actually a lot of similarities. There's more similarities than differences. And I think the community have really appreciated that too. Community have really appreciated that too.
The downtown east side has a stigma and stereotype within the media around many people being drug addicts, many people passing away from the opioid crisis. Also, Indigenous people in the downtown east side deal with racism and stereotypes constantly.
Yeah, there's a lot of forgotten people, and other people need to be reminded that they're here, right? I mean, just a few blocks down here is all these people, and they're all forgotten, right? And it's not their fault. It's not their fault at all.
I'm a residential school product. And from there, I got messed up on Skid Row down here. I remember one of my own people, he brought me to BC Place, and then all of a sudden I heard that big noise. Drum, yeah. I seen my people marching out, drumming, and I started crying. I was so powerful that it made me cry. Until the drum came into my life, when I heard it at the BC Place, that was what was missing. My culture, my cultural way, and the protocols of my people. So it kind of, since then I've been on a very strong healing process. I'll be sober for 30 years coming October 17th. It'll match my Skid Row days. So there's a power. There's a lot of power in this. This is a song I wrote in Nisga'a language. It's a thank you song for all the people that have come to join in the event. Widesum toyak side nisum will sabat subsat kona nakan will jumkach limum idab yats kat anul iyaho iyaho iyaho.
You know, the downtown east side is filled with folks from all across the world and like many different backgrounds and many different cultures.
So with Heartsbeats, we were able to bring that into the spotlight with a positive outlook. We were able to show the talents, the cultures, the ancestry, the oral tradition, all the pieces of which are really important to Indigenous peoples.
And a lot of our expressions are through art, our spiritual beliefs, our politics, and stories of our everyday life is spoken through artwork.
In our families, in our culture, in the Nisga'a Nation, it's the father's side of the family, my dad's side of the family. Their first duties to me as I was being born, literally being born, is to catch me. And their first duty is to catch me with a blanket. As a child, your first response from your family, your dad's side of the family, is to be blanketed by a baby blanket made by your grandmothers or whoever it's made by that side of the family. So you look at within your life, your lifetime, every time that you bring out a blanket, it tells the story of where you've been. If I were to walk around today, as many of you would walk around with many layers of blankets. When you look at your life and where everything that you've gone through in your life, you have the ability to go back to and always, always, always remember where you came from.
My mother and I are also hereditary chiefs in waiting. We've been waiting for our positions. As it turns out, I've been looking towards the Irish people actually to look towards how they do their cultural distinctions, because those are passage of rights that our cultural groups have slowly lost and forgotten.
It is a good musical event, but there's lots of great musical events out there. Importance is how we as communities come together and how people who wouldn't normally necessarily work together or participate or be involved in a shared experience, how they come together.
Before you is the lexwst'í drum group, and we are from the Carnegie Community Center in the downtown east side. Out of year one Heartsbeats formed a desire from the people that were part of the drumming group to continue. So our group continued, and we were known just as the Cultural Sharing Group. And in consultation with the Musqueam Language School, we were able to really embrace the name lexwst'í, which is a Hochkavelam word that means always singing. So we had a feast, we acknowledged it, we went through the protocols, and we gifted. So many people received gifts that night.
The members of Ceól Abú, we were invited to the witnessing ceremony. That sort of inspired me to think about a sort of a similar name, but in the Gaelic language. And I thought about what it might be, and Ceól is music, and Abú means forever.
I was curious to see, was there a similar ceremony that would have happened in Ireland like pre-Christian times? So we modified it for how we could do it between members of Ceól Abú and lexwst'í, and that was the acknowledgement ceremony, and part of that in tradition was to light a fire. So yeah, it was just kind of a small way to kind of acknowledge the relationship that's being created between our two groups.
Heartsbeats started with an idea from an Indigenous elder and has just blossomed into this community event that is looked forward to every single year.
And it was just magical. It was the impact and the power of the drum between two cultures that have so much to offer each other. And it has just grown from that to where it is today.
Because play music really brings people together. there's so many different cultures in downtown Eastside that needs to be expressed. And music is the way to do it because music involves everybody's personal feelings that are allowed to come out through music.
That was great.
You, my folks, everyone in this room, are the first people to see the full finished product, the world premiere. And before I continue, I just would like to say, Dangdi Koyadang Haua, Isaac. Much love for you for bringing this idea. So, Haua. Isaac, please, this was all because of you. You want to say anything? No? Did you want to say anything? No? Okay. All right. So,
okay. Yeah, that was so wonderful to see the final product. So congratulations to everyone who was involved in that. Yeah, 6 years has gone by a long. That's when I started getting involved with Susie. Was 6 years ago, and sort of we've come so far. As was mentioned, the team at the Consulate General of Ireland has been they've been strong supporters of Heartsbeat, and we're delighted a number of the consulate staff. You were introduced to them earlier on. Vice Consul Adam Duffy, Blaheen Noon, Blaheen's not here, and Camilla Losick. And, but I'm really honoured at this time to introduce you to Cathy Geagon. Cathy was appointed in August this year as Ireland's first Consul General to Western Canada. Now, many of you would have met, a number of you would have met Frank Flood, who was focused on BC, but Cathy now has to look after not only BC, but Alberta, the Yukon, and the Northwest Territories. So she's got quite the responsibility. Cathy previously served as Deputy Director of the Culture Unit at the Department of Foreign Affairs in Dublin, working on cultural diplomacy and the enrichment of cultural programming across Ireland's mission network. And I know when she heard about Heartsbeat and this sort of initiative in the communities, she was super excited. And she's joined tonight by her husband, Mark Balbirnie, and we're delighted to have them and the consulate staff here for this very special occasion. So Cathy, please, I'll invite you up to say a few words.
Thanks so much, Eilish. Thank you. And thank you, everybody, for having me here. This is the first of what I hope is many performances of Heartsbeat that I get to see. I think Eilish introduced me perfectly when she said that I was very excited when I heard about Heartsbeat. And when I heard about it, the thing that struck me the most was the absolute perfection of the name. The idea that you would bring together a group that means always singing and a group that means music forever, and you create a name that means the very sound that means that we're alive, Heartsbeat. And sitting here today, I could feel the drums coming up through my feet. I could feel it in my body. And it just made so real the profundity of the connection and how much you know, we've all missed it the past few years where we couldn't be there together in person. Culture is something that all of you here today at an event like this already know, but it's something that's so important to a vibrant society. It's a crucial part of what it means to be human and to be alive, to remember our past, to celebrate what is good, to mourn and to process what is bad. And it helps us imagine our future and the future that we would like to have together. Our creative expressions really, they help us define who we are and they help us make sense of the world. And it's been mentioned by the other people who have spoken here already, but for the Irish, we have in common with you, we have an ancient tradition of music and of storytelling, of which we're very proud. And as a colonized nation, we know what it is to lose the connection with our land and how that makes it even more important to hold on to your culture, to your storytelling, and to your music. So for us, music and dance, they're not just a form of entertainment, but they're a profound expression of our identity and what it means to be a participant in a global world. And I guess maybe I'm still a bit homesick because I only arrived 2 months ago, but I was getting very emotional watching that film and listening to the performances so far. And I thought about the Irish poet W.B. Yeats, when he was living in a city and thinking about the Irish countryside that he loved, said, "Always night and day, I hear lake water lapping with low sounds by the shore. And on the roadways or on the pavement grey, I hear it in my deep heart's core." And that's something that I really feel is true of me. I carry my culture, my homeland, my stories, our history with us in my heart, and I access it through our music and our culture. And so being here today and being able to see two peoples who have profound history and a connection to their culture coming together to make something new and beautiful is really, really special, and for me it's a profoundly moving experience. So I just want to thank all of you for having me here today, and I, on behalf not only of the Irish community in BC and all of us here at the Consulate, but from the Irish government and the people of Ireland, I wish you a very successful Hearts of the City Festival and enjoy the rest of the evening. Thank you.
Thank you so much for coming and joining us. It's been a long time. We've been looking forward to seeing you, and we're so excited to have you and all of the team here tonight. It means a lot. So now we have some cultural sharing. We're going to have some dancing, and Larissa is going to share a little bit with you before they dance and share their beautiful regalia. Come on up.
Hi, bonjour, Annie. Adejnekas, Winnipeg, Manitoba. Anishinaabe is our language. You're probably looking at my regalia going, okay. So if you see me in between these in the forest, we're the grass dancers. And we are the ninjas, and we go, if you want us to find something, we'll go find it for you. So we also represent the horse. So you'll see the horsehair on the bottom of my ankles, and you also see the fringes represent the grass. And of course, we also represent the butterfly. So those are my little antennas, so I know what's going on. And the beadwork has been from my 60 scoop interim payment, which I found out 4 years ago that I was apprehended by the federal government and put in the welfare system. So I understand colonial conversation. My colonial name is Larissa Healy, and I found out recently that my birth name is Lolita. This is all in the last 4 years. So culture saves lives. Culture is, and I just learned a bunch more from you guys today. So today, what we do is we pat down the grass as a community. And so when you guys come in, you have a flat land to set up whatever ceremony you're gonna do. And the grass dancers are ceremony. They're not necessarily powwow, which you see a lot of us at. We're sort of the stealthy behind the scenes. I keep looking at you for some reason. You must be the chief. Okay, so I got a little Fast and Furious song for you. You'll see some of the horse kicks. You'll see patting and stomping of the grass. You'll see other things that'll fly up out of nowhere, because when we dance, things come, messages come. Osiam, hechka.
That was amazing. So much for sharing with us this evening. That was really wonderful. It felt good. Next, we're going to have Eilish, my co-host, coming back up. We're going to actually start serving some food during the next few performances. So food will be coming through the crowd. Our Carnegie staff and Heart of the City staff will be coming through and serving the trays. They're snack packs, so everything is in the pack, and enjoy.
That was fantastic, Larissa. Thank you so much. I love seeing you dance. So we have two storytellers now. As was mentioned earlier on, we share this tradition of storytelling. And so we're going to start first with an Irish storyteller called Philomena Jordan. And Philomena personifies the Irish gift for telling stories, reciting poetry, and spontaneous singing. She was born into a large family on a small farm in the west of Ireland and grew up in an atmosphere rich in the Gaelic culture and traditions of the Irish countryside. And here in Canada, she keeps this rich culture alive and stays connected to her roots by continuing to share these wonderful stories, songs, and poetry with audiences of all ages. So, Philomena, please.
I'm not a great lover of microphones. Boy, those lights. Oh, I can't see anyone in the audience. You got to be able to see the audience. Well, thank you, Eilish, for that introduction. Wow, what an evening. I'm so honored to be here. I'm just so emotional right now because it's been so moving. Oh la la, wow, that dancing. I want to just get up and dance. So yeah, this has been wonderful to connect the two cultures so beautifully, you know. And of course we both come from an oral tradition. And I grew up in the west of Ireland in a place called County Mayo. And in Ireland they used to say, Mayo, God help us. Because in the past it used to be, they'd kick you out to Connacht or to Mayo because that's where all the poor people lived. And when we had the famine, it affected Mayo quite badly. And a lot of people lost their lives. And something just came up there when I was listening. There was a poet named Anthony O'Raftery, and he grew up in County Mayo. And he was blind, and he was he traveled the roads, and he played music, and he sang his songs, and he moved to County Galway then. But when he was older, he wrote a beautiful poem about dreaming about going back to Mayo. And there's just a few lines of it at the end, and it was written in the Irish language. And towards the end he says, "Da meim shum a chiasav I gart lor magine, Jimoi an iashjim is bain a rish og. If only I could be with my people again, the old age would leave me, and I would be forever young." Oh, I love that. Yeah, so maybe one day I'll go back to Mayo. Maybe I'll be forever young, yeah. Cheering old. Anyway, so here's a little story, and of course this happens in the west of Ireland, in County Mayo. There's this young couple, and they were renting a little plot of land from the local landlord, and they were managing okay. But like other people in the village, they had their troubles. The young man's parents lived with them, and his mother had been slowly losing her eyesight over the years, and now she was totally blind. And the young couple themselves, they'd been trying to have a baby for 3 years now, and no child had been born to them. But they did their best to make a living in the little plot of land they had and provide food for the family. But then, one summer, didn't a disease come on the potatoes? The blight, the famous blight, came on the potatoes that was their main source of food. And the young man knew that it was up to him to provide for his family. And the only place he knew that he could find food was on the landlord's estate, where there might be some wild game to kill, or there might be some fish in the rivers on the estate there. And so he went out to the barn where his father kept an old hatchet. And he brought it in, and he cleaned it, and he polished it, and he sharpened it. And bright and early the next morning, he headed down the road, and he climbed in over the wall into the landlord's estate. Now, this landlord was a very cruel one, and the young man knew that if he was caught, he'd be hanged. But he was willing to take the risk to provide for his family. Now, all that day, he walked through the woods and the fields and down to the river, but he couldn't find anything. No wild game, no fish, nothing to catch. That evening, he started to make his way back again. And just as he was about to climb over the wall, there, under a grove of trees, was a white deer. He couldn't believe his eyes. He lifted up the hatchet and he ran towards the deer, going to strike it. But then the deer spoke. "Spare me," he said. "Spare me, and I will grant you a wish." Well, the young man thought he was losing his mind. What's this, a talking deer, a wish? He was just about to say something when the deer spoke again. And he said, "Now listen, if you kill me, there's a good chance you might be caught and hanged. But if you make a wish, you could save yourself and all your family. Go home and think about it. And come back tomorrow morning, and I'll be still here if you want to kill me." So the young man climbed over the wall, and he headed home, thinking that the hunger had really affected his mind. The first person he saw when he got home was his father. He was out in the yard doing a bit of work. And he told him about the wish and about the deer. And his father said, "Oh, wish for gold. That will solve all our problems." Well, the young man loved and respected his father. And he thought about what he said as he made his way into the house. And there was his mother, his blind mother, sitting at the fire. And he told her about the deer and about the wish and what his father had said. "Oh," she said, "wish for my eyesight to be restored. That's more precious than gold." Well, the young man loved and respected his mother too. And he thought about what she said as he made his way down to the bedroom that he shared with his wife. And he told her about the deer and about the wish and what his parents had said. She said, "Oh, husband, you know how much I love and respect your parents. But we've been trying to have a child for 3 years now. Surely that's the most precious gift of all." Well, the poor man, what was he going to do? Well, I can tell you now, he didn't sleep very well that night. He tossed and he turned. Should he ask for the gold, for his mother's eyesight to be restored, for a child for himself and his wife that they had wanted for so long? Finally, he got himself out of bed and he made his way down the road again. And he climbed in over the fence. And he was quite surprised. There was the deer, still standing under the trees. "Well," said the deer, "have you decided to make a wish?" "I have," said the young man. "Well, ask, and it will be granted to you," said the deer. And the young man took a deep breath. And he said, "I wish that my mother could see my wife rocking our child in a golden cradle." And the wish was granted. And they lived in great prosperity for many years. Thank you.
God, I was wondering how that was going to end. I was thinking, where's this going to go? What could you wish? Thank you so much, Philomena. Great story. I'm now delighted to introduce Nismoo Travis Angus. who is a Niska Two-Spirit Indigenous person and a single foster parent of 3 young Aboriginal children. He's lived in Vancouver for many years and now lives in South Vancouver and has a close relationship with the area's Indigenous community of approximately 50+ families. Nis is on the board of the Niska Jamix Vancouver Society, and he's also a founding member of the Greater Vancouver Native Cultural Society and a great friend of the Carnegie Centre. In 2021, Nis received the BC Citizenship Award for his work on a food program for families that was done in partnership with the South Vancouver Neighbourhood House. Please join me in welcoming Nis.
Thank you. Thank you, everybody. It's great to be back again. Simgigat siganam hanak skanak skubawilksik skanak skubake nismutwa kingolith to it we Vancouver jagai whoops nislisian lucky buklan. My English name is Travis Angus. My hereditary name is Nias Mew. Nias Mew translates as teacher, master, or grandfather of a slave. It's not that I own slaves, it's that when I do things, my character, people come out to help, to support, to help me with all of my endeavors, and I have a lot of them. So I'm grateful to be here again. Thank you, Nicole, for having me again. And I was really, really emotional watching the video because I didn't think that I would have part in that. But my emotions start because I'm a product of the Indian Day School and have just settled this past summer, which is not enough. I mean, there's no apology enough. There's no amount of money enough to give back what I lost. But having to see this today, my emotions, to see me pulling the blankets back and to remember where I came from. This coming summer, I will be returning back home to do a reclaiming feast where I will reclaim the 7-year-old boy that I lost in the Indian Day School around that time with child molestation, rape, and abuse. I like to acknowledge, I mean, last time I was here, I did the stories of the blanket, the life cycle of the button blanket, and it was just such a perfect time and beautiful to see because those blankets will be burnt next year for my feast in order for me to get down to that adolescent child to take back all of the layers of skin. So those blankets, now that you have them documented, I'm very grateful to see that. I wanted to talk about coming to shore, a little bit of that and a little bit of spirituality in my life, but I wanted to acknowledge that when we acknowledge the lands that we visit on and the great opportunities we have to be here, to be in the Musqueam, Squamish, and Tsleil-Waututh territories, we stand here and acknowledge, and I hear an acknowledgement come from every area when we stand up and say we acknowledge the peoples of the land that we're on. But in reality, acknowledging is basically us standing in their living room, saying we're here. So in our history and our culture and of our people, history states that when we arrive on the shorelines of Vancouver, our canoes would come down for hunting, fishing, medical, travel through the territories to get to the other territories, trading. Our canoes used to come down and line the shoreline. It was protocol for us not to come ashore, protocol for us to line the shoreline and wait. We waited for the people of the territory to come down to line the shoreline, the beaches, and then we'll take the ceremony of asking to come to shore. Our chiefs would stand on the bows of the canoes and holler back and forth to the chiefs and matriarchs of the lands. We are here. Can we come to shore? The people of the land, what is your purpose? Why are you here? What is your purpose for being here? And it'll go back and forth until that is finally to the point where they invite our people to come to shore. So that is a protocol that should never be forgotten. Always be reminded that we need to knock on the door before we come in. When I first came to Vancouver, I'm HIV positive, and I struggled with almost losing my life back in 2008. I've been through so many different pandemics. I've been through TB when I was 3 years old and survived that. Other pandemics. So this year, this last pandemic is number 5. I'm very excited to still stand here and not being exactly an elder yet, but have time for one more pandemic. I wanted to acknowledge that when we come to the shorelines, we offer our songs, peace songs, but I wanted to share our peace song. So when we come to the shore of Vancouver, we have a song, Geagon, which is our down ceremony, and it was sung during a wartime when our people used to separate so that it would allow the families to come together to claim their loved ones. It'll take anywhere from 3 days to 3 weeks for this ceremony to take place. But you see that in the coastal territories, when you see swans down, eagles down, and goose down floating across the lands, you know that the people that are here in peace. We're practicing our culture and traditions in peace, just by the downs floating around. So. Yendo alikum genesi haya gendo alikum genesi That song can go on for many verses, but I only have 10 more minutes or a few minutes on my speech, so I want to be able to get through this really fast. That is our peace song. I wanted to talk about once we come to shore, we show our concept of peace to make sure that we know that we are here in peace. When I first came to Vancouver and like my brother here talked about hearing the drums and saving his life through the drum beat, a similar story with mine. After losing both my parents, becoming HIV positive out of carelessness and stupidity, which I'm not ashamed of, but I'm grateful to be standing here because I listened to a CD called The Cry of the Wolf, and it's the CD that was done by Gabriel George and his family with their brother when he was HIV positive to create awareness and everything. Beautiful CD. If you ever hear it, it's a lot of the Tsleil-Waututh and Burrard in the prayer songs. One of their prayer songs that they have now today known as a Coast Salish anthem. I've asked permission from the George family to use this to present every time that I do present. So today I want to share their anthem just because I've called to shore and now I'm here visiting, but I want to be able to show them the respect of singing their song. Oh, he Thank you. Believe it or not, I did not used to sing like that. Thankfully for the George family and this CD, if you ever listen to it, the power of their voice was able to help me find my voice, to bring my voice from down here to up here, and to be able to be noticed and standing in a place where I take space. I want to talk a little bit about spirituality because I'm a very, very spiritual person. I'm two-spirit, that's how spiritual I am. I was in the hospital. I ended up in Terrace Mills Memorial Hospital back in, I think it was 2018. Yeah, somewhere around there. Anyway, I had atrial fibrillation of the heart, and at that time, it was a little harder to try fix. Medication was a little tougher. Anyways, I ended up in hospital, in ICU in Terrace Hospital, and the only way that they can fix this was to stop my heart. And back then, it was literally a lethal, derivative of a lethal injection that was given to you in order for you to stop your heart. So, me being in a hospital in Terrace, BC, I mean, if ever you've been to Terrace, I mean, you do not want to end up in a hospital in Terrace. Anyway, so I was in ICU, and my auntie came in, and the doctor said, we need your next of kin to sign off on this. We need to be able to do this procedure. And while I was there, I made friends with the little old lady that was next door. She was a really sweet old lady. I didn't know her from a day in my world. She just came to me right away, and we sat and chatted. I was in the hospital for about 7 days. Anyway, my aunt came in on a Friday, and the doctor was there at the same time and says, we need next of kin to sign off on this. So my aunt was just like, why the hell would you put me through this? To sign off on your life like that. She says, but then it's a procedure that needs to be done. We need you to do this. So I offered over that to her. So I sat there, and my only way of dealing with life itself is through humor, to find humor through it. So every visitor after she signed away my life, that came to the door, they're asking how I was doing. I said, the procedure was going to be 5:30 on Saturday. I said, they're pulling the plug 5:30 on Saturday. Anyway, it was prom week. My niece, who I took care of since she was a child, was going to prom, and she didn't want to go to prom because it was in the hospital, and she was devastated that I would continue making her go through prom, but I told her, I said, I never got to go to prom. I wanted her to go for me. So we had chosen her dress, which costed a lot of money, big, huge, beautiful gal gown. It would look good on me too, but it wasn't my size. Anyway, so when it was funny because the dress, she was coming into town on Saturday afternoon, and the dress needed to be delivered by Friday. So here they are phoning me, and guess where they brought the dress? ICU, hanging up in my room. I'm going to be dying. My dress is right there. They're going to put me in. So she came in. People were curious about the dress. I told them the whole story. Anyways, this little old lady that was sitting there, they did the procedure on Saturday, and when they did the procedure, the little lady was sitting there, and I acknowledged her and everything like that. They did that. I remember looking at the lights after they gave me this injection, and I felt it burning through my veins, and then everything quivered really, really fast, and I was gone. When I woke up from that moment, the little lady sat there, and she was rubbing my chest when I woke up. And she says, oh, you're awake? And I said, yeah. I said, how did it go? She says, oh, she goes, you got everybody scared. They were running around in here. And I was like, I said, what happened? And I was just tired and went back to sleep again. I woke up when the doctor was taking vitals, and he says, oh, you're awake? And I said, yeah, I was awake earlier. I said, the little lady was sitting with me. He goes, what little lady? The one next door. I said, she was sitting with me when I woke up. He said, Travis, she passed away 3 days ago. Sorry. Realizing where my life is, and realizing where our lives are, and realizing that there are spirits that are there to help you and protect you. This little lady that was there had passed away 3 days before my procedure, stayed around to be with me, and she made sure that I made it home. The doctors that were supposed to hit me twice with the paddles hit me 11 times to get me back that day. I had burn marks all over my chest and my body from the paddles. So it's literally in those areas and instances that we understand and we welcome spirituality. And what we realize in our lives that our connections, when you meet somebody, you're like, oh my God, I feel like I've known you forever. It's our spirits that are connecting from a lifetime before. I'll tell you one quick story about my spiritual connection. This is with my daughter. She was 3 years old at the time, 3, going on to 4, who's now going on to 23. She's got a mind of her own. She's only 8. Anyway, we were sitting in bed, and she was so demanding, even as a young baby. I have to have 3 stories, 2 songs, and a prayer. So we do her 3 stories, her 2 songs, and a prayer. And she sat there one day, and they called me Mummy. She says, Mummy. I said, what's wrong, babe? She goes, I waited for you for a really long time. And I said, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to make you wait. She says, this is my foster daughter. She says, I waited to be born from my mummy Lindsay's tummy, and I waited for you to be born from your mummy's tummy so we can be together. I want to leave that with you today. Thank you so much, everybody.
Thank you so much, Niamh, for sharing all that with us. We're going to move into music now, so in a moment you'll hear from the 2 groups, but just before that, we're going to have, we have an Irish singer on video from Ireland, Muireann Nic Olive. Muireann's childhood was in West Kerry, and it saw her immersed in a rich cultural environment and vital living tradition, which was to be hugely influential on the foundation of her distinctive vocal and instrumental sound. She has enjoyed a successful career as a touring artist with over 13 years' experience as lead singer and flute player with the Irish traditional supergroup Danaan, as well as many years performing as a solo artist. She's also a popular TV presenter and having hosted a range of programs for Irish and Scottish TV over the years. Muireann's husband, Billy, participated actually in Heartsbeat a couple of years ago, again on video. He's a storyteller. So we're delighted that Muireann has done a special recording for Heartsbeat this year. So we'll play that now. Thank you.
At the Heartsbeat Festival. Hope you're all keeping well and enjoying yourselves. And I wish I was there with you because it sounds like it'd be right up my alley. And I love hearing other Indigenous music and learning about other cultures. And I'm really glad to have been invited to share some of my culture with you. And when I was reading about your theme for this year's festival, the theme of community and ancestors and resistance and rebellion, I thought I would sing an ancient song for you called Danaan Irish. It's an Ashling song, which means a vision song. Sometimes a vision song can be about unattainable love, but in this case it's a political Ashling, and so what we're singing about is unattainable freedom. And long ago, the political songs like this, they were banned in Ireland. We weren't allowed to sing these. So the prized cow in this song is a metaphor for Ireland. And the singer has lost his cow and he's trying to get her back. And it becomes apparent by the end of the song that we're talking about Ireland's independence. And this would have been a song that everyone would have learned in school for centuries. And so it's certainly something that is in the psyche of anyone who sings a bit of an Irish song. So I hope you like this.
That was beautiful. My appreciation to Susie O'Shea and James of Landspeak for helping to organize Muireann to join our event. It was pretty spectacular. It was my first time actually getting to hear Muireann just recently, and I found out she's like pretty famous, like really famous. So we're so lucky to be able to have that connection. And actually, as Eilish mentioned last year, Billy was part of our event, and they're actually married. So who knew? They've become part of the Heartsbeat family too. So I hope everybody got a snack pack. If you haven't, the festival staff have asked if anybody could please raise your hand if you haven't received one. There is coffee and tea service at the back if you feel like heading back there and grabbing something. And we're gonna get going. We've got some music to play and share for you. So lexwst'í, come on up. Sing where we are. We're going to sing where we are for the video. We are going to sing where we are for the video. Okay, we're just getting ourselves a little set up differently. And the reason is because we really wanted folks to be able to see the screen. Exactly a week ago, we lost one of our lexwst'í drum group members. Stanley Paul. He was a pretty amazing fella that joined our group at the very beginning, and we've put together just a few pictures to still have him be with us this evening. Our group, when I was learning how to kill, I was chatting with everybody in the group, and I was teaching them the words that I've learned, and one of them was Stan, go Stan, and it just stayed. So now it means crab in Haida, and it also sounds like Stan. So then everybody in the group started calling Stan the crab or go Stan. So yeah, it was just one of our lexwst'í drum group memories of Stan. So for folks that have never seen lexwst'í before, I just wanted to share quickly what we are about. We are about Indigenous and non-Indigenous peoples coming together to share in song, share in language, and keeping the tradition of Indigenous songs strong. As you heard in the video and some other stories, Indigenous peoples years ago were put into residential schools. And at that time, they were stripped of their language and stripped of the opportunity to potlatch, stripped of the opportunity to speak their language. So this is us reclaiming and showing that this language is really important. These songs are important. And we're really honored to be able to sing them with all of you this evening. Also, in the video, the world premiere video, we shared that lexwst'í means always singing. So we are the Always Singing Drum Group. Our first song we're going to sing for you is the Honor Song. It's a song that was gifted out to the world by the Tk'emlúps Nation when the 215 children's voices were finally heard at the Kamloops Residential School. Our drum group member, Stanley Paul, went to Kamloops Residential School. So we're going to sing that song in honor of Stanley, and we've put together some pictures just to remember him by. There will be, I've been in contact with Stanley's brother Art, and there will be a more formal memorial planned in the future if folks are interested, and we definitely will have that information shared at the Carnegie. But this is just our way of bringing Stanley into the room tonight. We know he's with us.
Hi, hi, hey, yo. Way, hi, hey, yo. Way, hi, hey, yo. Way, hi, hey, yo. Way, hi, hey, yo. Way. Thinking of you, Stan. How are everyone? Okay, 2 rows. 2 rows. Okay, now we're going to do Frank Flood's favorite song, the Ooligan song. Now, normally if we were at a potlatch, we would all get up and we would be dancing and we would be moving in a circle around the whole longhouse or the big house. We would be dancing and we would be singing and we would be celebrating Ooligans. Ooligans are such an integral part of Indigenous people's lives. They are sustenance, they are used for
trading during potlatching time, gifting, grease, so many things. They were known as gold. They still are. If you go to a potlatch and you're gifted Ooligan grease, it's pretty spectacular. So if you feel inclined, you can get up and you can dance from your seats. And we have Priscilla and Mar who are going to lead us through the movements. The dance starts with you laying out the nets. You're laying the nets out. You want to catch lots of Ooligans. Then we move side to side. Then we're pulling in those nets. Those nets are coming in. Side to side. We're putting all those Ooligans in the baskets. Fill up those baskets. Fill them up. Side to side. Then we're carrying those heavy, heavy baskets from the river. And then we're moving side to side. And then we're at the feast hall. And we're sharing our Ooligans. So join if you'd like. Join us from home. And we're going to do the Ooligan song. 2 and 2. Now, I'm going to pass the mic over to our elder, Louisa, because as I shared, language is integral and such an important part. And Louisa has been gifting us with her Celtic language, and she is a big part of this song because she goes around and reminds us to all sing.
Atlasie.
And what does that mean?
She louder.
Sing louder. So she comes around and she lets us know that we all need to sing louder. So Louisa, here's the mic.
Atlas is an area. Atlas is an area.
Go.
Atlas is an area. Atlas is an area. Atlas is an area. Atlas is an area. Atlas is an area.
Louisa. All right, everyone give Louisa a big round of applause. Good job, Louisa. And we always get to teach everybody one of your favorite words. Do you want to share it? Can everybody say it? Some of you have heard this before, but let's all do it with Louisa again.
Kiss me.
There you go. You had a Celtic language lesson tonight with Louisa. How Louisa? Winisaha. Okay. Before we go on to our next song, I just wanted everybody to be able to just take a look at this sight before your very eyes. To think back, over 5 years ago, this group came together, started drumming, started singing songs, sharing culture and language. And I always remember, actually, when I first was hired, and I know Ethel is here somewhere. There's Ethel. Hi, Ethel. When I was first hired into my role, Ethel said, it would be really great if we had a drum group. And I thought, I always kept that in the back of my mind as something that really would help create such community. And the opportunity came through Heartsbeats. And Isaac and Susie and Les was a big supporter. And we started pulling everyone together. And at that time, we didn't have any regalia. As the years have gone by, we've received our headbands, and then we worked on our vests. And this past year, with the support of Pat and Mar, we worked on our aprons. So our regalia is complete, and tonight is the world debut of our regalia.
Can we turn around and show the back?
Yes. Mara asked us also for us to turn around so you can see the backs of our vests. So everybody came together. We worked on all of these pieces, and tonight was the opportunity for us to be able to share with all of you. And we also, because you are now witnesses to this amazing event of Heartsbeats, which has been full of music, song, and dance, we do have gifts for everyone. So when you leave, there is a gift that has been pulled together by the Heartsbeat team of a pin with the beautiful design Heartsbeats, which you see behind, which has become our symbol of the program, which was created by Sam. And it has the four-leaf clover, along with the wolf, the raven, the whale, and the eagle. Also, we have a small little sachet of sage, good medicine for you to take on your way, give you strength, and we have a heart-shaped chocolate, something sweet. So it's our gift, Ceól Abú and lexwst'í's gift to all of you for coming to witness this evening. So please, the staff at the front door have it, that will be able to give it to you when you leave. So we're just going to share one more song, and then Ceól Abú, they'll be coming on up. We realize we're running a little late. We appreciate everybody's flexibility with timing. So we're going to do one more song, and then Ceól Abú's on.
This song is one of the songs that I don't know what that is. It's a Cherokee morning song. It's the beginning of everything and also the end of everything. Wendy-ya-ho, Wendy-ya-ho, Wendy-ya, Wendy-ya, Wendy. Ya, ya, ya. Wendy-ya-ho, Wendy-ya-ho, Wendy-ya, Wendy-ya. Oh, 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 hey, oh, hey, oh, ya, ya, ya. Wendy-ya-ho, Wendy-ya-ho, Wendy-ya, Wendy-ya. Oh, 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 hey, oh, hey, oh, ya, ya, ya. Hey, ya, hey, ya. Hey, ya, hey, ya, hey, ya. Wendy-ya-ho, Wendy-ya-ho, Wendy-ya, Wendy-ya. Oh, 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 hey, ho, hey, ho, ya, ya, ya. Wendy-ya-ho, Wendy-ya-ho, Wendy-ya, Wendy-ya. Oh, 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 hey, ho, hey, ho, ya, ya, ya. Ya, ya, ya. Ya, ya, ya. Ya, ya, ya.
One more time.
Okay, over to you, co-host.
Okay, come on, guys. Yeah, we're on. So as we get set up here, so yeah, Ceól Abú, as you heard on the recording, and I won't repeat it, you know, some of this group have been here with us since we really started playing. The first Heartsbeat was in 2018, and so a number of the musicians that were here then are still with us today. So everyone wants to play. People keep coming on into the group. Can I come and play with the group too? But you know, if we get much bigger, we'll fall off the stage. So I think so. I just want to quickly introduce Blake on bodhrán at the end there, which is our drum. Rick on flute, Jenny on concertina, as some of you may not have seen that instrument before. Peter on fiddle, Tony on flute, Denise on fiddle, Sal on guitar, myself on bodhrán. And we'll get going now. When you tune earlier and then you wait a bit, the instruments go out of tune, so we need a bit of fiddling. Not literally fiddling, but a bit of tweaking. Yeah. We're going to start with some reels. Now, feel free, you know, Irish music is fast and, you know, clap along, stamp your feet, do whatever you would like to do, but we like noise, so you don't have to be quiet back there. Sorry? Oh, okay. So we're going to do jigs first. The first one, the girl from the big house, the humours of Glendart, and Seamus Coolies. Okay.
Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4.
on with 3 reels now. These are very common sort of jigs and reels. You've heard that expression probably. That's exactly where it comes from. So the reels are Daniel O'Donnell, Cedars of Lebanon, and Milner's Daughter.
Yep.
All right?
Yep. 1, 2, 3, 4.
right, we're going to do a very quick little song here. It's a song in Irish, in Gaelic. Sometimes when we say that we speak Irish, people think we speak English with an Irish accent. That's not quite the case. We call, at home, we call our Gaelic language Irish. So when you hear somebody who speaks Irish, they're talking Gaelic. So this is a traditional Irish song that originates in the Gaeltacht area, which is in the northwest of County Donegal, and it's. I thought it was fitting because it talks about fishing, which is very much an industry here and something that a lot of people do. And it's about a small boat owned by a man called Phelim, fishing between Gola Island and Tory Island, which are both off the coast of Donegal. And in the last verse, his boat breaks on Tory Island with him and the fish on board. It doesn't say what happened to Phelim, so we hope he survived anyway. But we'll sing this now. It's called Báidí Nailimi. We learn it as kids in school, so it's fun to be doing it again after so many years. Báidí Nailimi, dimi go gola, Báidí Nailimi, tzfailam miam. Báidí Nailimi, dimi go gola, Báidí Nailimi, tzfailam miam. Bádin bírak, bádin biosak, bádin boyak, Báidí Nailimi. Bádin dírak, bádin biosak, Báidí Nailimi, tzfailam miam. Báidí Nailimi, dimi go Tory, Báidí Nailimi, tzfailam miam. Báidí Nailimi, dimi go Tory, Báidí Nailimi, tzfailam miam. Bádin bírak, bádin biosak, bádin boyak, Báidí Nailimi. Bádin dírak, bádin biosak, Báidí Nailimi, tzfailam miam. Bádin bírak, bádin biosak, bádin boyak, Báidí Nailimi. Bádin dírak, bádin biosak, Báidí Nailimi, tzfailam miam. Báidí Nailimi, brisha I Tory, iascar bord agus Phelim ann. Báidí Nailimi, brisha I Tory, iascar bord agus Phelim ann. Bádin bírak, bádin biosak, bádin boyak, Báidí Nailimi. Bádin dírak, bádin biosak, Báidí Nailimi, tzfailam miam. Míle mágad. All right, and the last couple of songs. The last set is Slip Jigs, Hardyman the Fiddler, Snowy Path, and Comb Your Hair and Curl It. I don't know who comes up with the names of these tunes, but anyway. Okay. Thank you very much. We're going to invite lexwst'í up now. We're just going to do, I think, a couple. We might trim some songs because
going to do one.
Just one. Okay. What do you want? Oh, really? Yeah. That one? Okay. We're going to do the polka.
We're going to do a polka. We're going to end the night off with a polka. All right, lexwst'í, come on up. Okay, Priscilla. Yeah, Priscilla. Just over on this side. And that was an extra show by Priscilla. Okay. We're keeping an eye on the time. I was saying to Eilish, maybe we should just keep going and then we can say good morning to everybody in Ireland.
Although people here might get a bit tired.
You might get a little tired, but then we'd be able to say good morning to everybody. So we're going to end off with a polka, and we just wanted to make sure that we offered our sincere appreciation to all of you who came to be with us tonight and spend your time. You know, time is valuable, and we really appreciate that you came and spent time with us. Ceól Abú, lexwst'í, and all the other performers, Philomena, Travis, and I'm doing Eilish as part of the script, so I stopped myself.
No, it doesn't matter.
No, it's good. Also, I just really want to give my appreciation to the Heart of the City Festival, also to UBC Learning Exchange, Q's. I have to look at this. Thank you to the performers, the video, and Teresa and Jack. There you go. Thanks for the movie, Teresa and Jack. Thank you so much. And thank you to the Q's for supporting that initiative. And now we have something to stay with us for the rest of our lives.
We want to obviously thank the Consulate too for their support and coming out. We really appreciate that. I think you've thanked the Carnegie and the UBC reps, the staff and the UBC Learning Exchange. We want to thank the Carnegie Kitchen for the lovely snack boxes that kept us going. And that's pretty much it. I think we've thanked everybody, and we can just do our polka and polka out of here. Don't forget that there's gifts on the way out, and we really appreciate you staying. We're sorry we ran a little bit late, but we hope you've enjoyed the evening. We've really enjoyed having you here to celebrate this special night with us. Thank you.
Yeah, I can't echo Eilish's words enough, and I just really cannot end the evening without saying Hawa to Isaac, whose vision of seeing an Irish and Indigenous event, it came to life. So Hawa, Isaac, it means a lot. So, okay, let's end off with a good polka. Please grab your gifts on the way out, and we hope to see you next year. I heard a rumor from Rachel that we're going to be also performing at Celtic Fest. Yes. So you'll be able to see us at the Celtic Festival. We'll be doing our celebration together again. So they can't keep us apart. Woo! Oh, what a night. My special, heartfelt thanks goes to my co-host, Eilish. Woo! And many thanks to the Heart of the City Festival staff for coming in and supporting the live stream, the sound, the video, the food, the door. Thank you to the Heart of the City Festival staff. Also, thanks to the Carnegie staff in the kitchen and everyone for making this night happen. And thank you. Safe home, everyone. Till we meet again, Hausen Delenth Kingson, Hawa Garir Maga. Bye!